with the bass and the bang, make it do, yo. Hit you with the 5 elements like 5 elephants. Let them know I'm relevant, I'm heaven sent, telling them we're from a whole nother galaxy. I'm actually
deep into it because it's not really a deep reason. I was just chafing like a motherfucker and I couldn't think of shit else. So that's what we decided we were going to do. But we got a great show for you tonight. We got 4 comedians who are going to tear the house down. I'm really, really excited to do stuff with all these guys. The first one is our host tonight, who I wanted to take the time out to introduce. She's performed at Governor's Comedy Club and right here on the Hamilton radio stage. I will be back later tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Abby Fenimore, your host.
Hi. Well, hello everyone. We are live at Hamilton Radio, right behind me. We are live at Hamilton Radio, and we're having a blast on this hot, hot summer day. It's better than being in a New York comedy basement. And especially when the lights go out, aka Broadway Comedy Club last July. But thank you for joining me in your self-quarantines. Of course, we're still at home and we're still dealing with the challenges of COVID-19, but it's nice that we get to laugh. So, welcome to CHUBRUB Comedy. I am your host. My name is Abby. I am currently actually dating one of the comedians on here. And we, right before quarantine, have just moved in together. Yes, I have spent 3 months locked up with somebody that I didn't know how they lived. But I learned quite quickly. So the first couple days, it's the honeymoon phase. You're still kind of getting used to everything. You're falling into your roles. And he said that he wanted to take charge and do the dishes. Right? Marriage material. Who would have known? So he got up, was very proud of himself. He did the dishes until I noticed that when he did, he used an entire roll of paper towels to scrub the dishes. The sponges were right next to the dish soap. Who knew? Another thing that happened right before we got quarantined was that we got a cat, or a second cat, I should say. Now, I love this cat. He has some special needs. He constantly walks around with his head tilted to the side. He's always giving you a judgmental look. So every time you try on an outfit in front of him, you feel insecure because he's constantly giving you that what the fuck face. He's just looking around. Huh? But it's also great. He does run into stuff often, but he's a wonderful cat. And we wouldn't have it any other way with him. Another thing that's also happened in my life is I've decided to lose weight. I've finally decided it's enough. I'm tired of being a chunky girl. I want to be a mid-chunky girl. It's fine. I also realized that being this chunky, I can't paint my toenails. And that really sucks when the nail salons are closed. Who knew? But my original decision to lose weight was actually caused off a conversation that I had with somebody else, where I told them I worked at a gym, which I do, but I work as a graphic designer. I like to avoid people. Isolation for me was winning at life. My whole life was based on avoiding people. I'm thriving in quarantine. My therapist is going to have a really hard time reintroducing me back into society. But that's her problem. I pay her. Who knew? So, enough of me. Let's get ready to introduce your first comic. He's a great comic. He's performed all over New York. I have personally seen this man live many times, and I love what he's got. He's a U.S. Marine, and we thank him for his service and everything he does. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Eli Velasquez.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know. He was special in some sort of way. You know what I mean? Then, it was just never a debate. Then all of a sudden, I remember when I was about 11, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here at home and I went to grab something in my mother's room. And, my mother's beautiful. I love her to death. But as I walked in the room, I guess she didn't expect me. And all of a sudden, she just let out a big ass fart. And it just stopped me in my tracks right at the door. Now we over here having a staring contest at each other. And it didn't sit well. Because I left with a lot of questions. And then I started looking at all the females I thought that was hot. You know what I mean? I started asking myself important questions like, does it stink? They're hot. Maybe that's the giveaway. Even though they fart, but maybe it don't stink. I don't know. Is it just air? You know what I mean? We all had that one fart where you farted and you sitting there trying to wait, to deal with your ambiance and all that, and then all of a sudden you did nothing. Nothing. It was just air. I don't know. Happened to me. I don't know about you guys, but it happens. But you know, you learn a little bit of thing or two. But real quick, before I go on to my next, I'm gonna throw out a couple quotes because, like I said, we need some motivation. First quote on this one is, certain things in life you just gotta cut off and leave it in the past. Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah, she was about that. She was real about that. Then you also got the next one. You need to stop treating people like a lost and found. Casey Anthony. Yeah, that was an honest quote, I guess, from her perspective. And then you got another one. You got, all it takes is one shot. Monica Lewinsky. Yeah, she proved that factor. Anyways, now back to the situation at hand. 36, single. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying this new online dating. I was doing the whole Tinder thing. I didn't like it. It was, I don't know, it's just stupid. So I'm trying this new online dating site that, I recommend to anybody, whatever it is you're into, they definitely got it. But it's this new, it's a website that's called Pornhub. Don't know if you guys know. Yeah, that's a good one. Getting a lot of response on that one. I mean, after all, that's why I send my dick pics, right? So that's always a good thing. But, just trying new things. Like I said, a lot of weird people, but hey, it comes with the territory, right? But this whole COVID thing, a couple things I don't appreciate is the whole mask at the beach thing. That's really bothered me. I don't appreciate how they're trying to restrict my fun at the beach. I mean, I look at it like this in my perspective. What would the Hoff think? You know what I mean? David Hasselhoff, Mitch Buchanan, great guy, obviously, Baywatch. He ran a beach. What if he was in this situation? What would he do? I personally think he would just deal with it and tell anybody, hey, you need to take the mask off. Because believe me, trust me, I think everybody out here looking like a bootleg Mortal Kombat character. But that's neither here nor there. But I think he'll really rectify the situation. Like, excuse me, ma'am, sir, you need to take the mask off, hang out at the beach, which is okay. But if you're going to have the mask, you got to leave. Come on, nope, there's no debate. You got to leave. Sub-Zero, Katana, let's go. Got to go. You know what I mean? I think he'll definitely rectify the situation. I think, Hoff is definitely a good man for the situation that can fix this whole beach thing. But it's definitely raising a lot of cases and other things than the corona that many people might not be aware. Because of these mass situations, they start to realize that there's a huge number rising in gingivitis. You know what I'm saying? We all know that one person that got that hot breath that's always invading your oxygen. You know what I mean? Don't appreciate that. You know what I mean? They need to stand back 6 feet. Once again, social distancing working at its best. You know what I mean? But very, very, very traumatizing for them. I mean, after all, they're covering their face, so you could obviously see the sadness in their eyes when they're walking all day. You know what I mean? You definitely see the tears because, with the whole gingivitis thing and all that, they got the ptosis working. And now when you got the mask, it's just shooting the ptosis back in their nostrils, and, they realize and they got something hot to be working on with. So all the cases may be, that's just a situation that with the whole COVID thing, I don't think the mask on the beach is going to work. Anyways, got a couple more quotes, then I'm going to be on my way out of here. But like I said, these quotes, they're good to uplift. So here's one that you guys could take. Expect the unexpected. Bill Cosby. Yeah, that's a good one. Another good one. Certain things in life, you just got to be hands-on. Joe Biden. Yep. We all know about that one. And then last but not least, my personal favorite, this definitely helps out everybody. Certain things in life, you just can't let it tie you up. Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah. And he actually has another quote before I go. This is the last quote, and I swear to God, Abby, this is all you. Got another quote. I didn't kill myself. Tell you, that's a real one. We all know that. I want to thank everybody for taking your time to see me. I hope you guys laugh. I'm enjoying this right now, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of the meetings that's coming on. Thank you, everybody that's watching. Abby, right back to you, sweetie.
got me with that last one. Before I introduce your next wonderful comic, I just want to take a moment to thank the folks here at hamiltonradio.net. This would not be possible without them. CHUBRUB Comedy would not be possible without them. Ruben is in the back there running the boards like crazy. So, if you like what you see, you like the comedians, you like everybody, feel free to click the link on Facebook Live, and you can donate directly to the station. They're a wonderful station. They give you hundreds of hours of easy listening and great music online for free. So have fun. It's a great station. Next comedian, your next comedian, she is out of Connecticut. She's got 2 wonderful children. She's a little crazy, a little funky, and very spunky, but we love her just the same. Everyone, welcome Trisha Finley. Woo! Woo!
I guess I unmuted myself. I'm trying really hard to balance where the camera needs to be right now. I've been having some technical difficulties with dropping my phone all over the place. Thank God. I mean, it's been so long since I've held anything in my hands. I need something hard for once in these motherfucking hands. So I found my microphone. I had to take the batteries out to do this. So I hope it'll be safe. So it won't go off. My other one might. I still can't find it. It's somewhere in my bed. So it's going to be fun finding that later. Or very fun. It's literally maybe very fun finding that later. Actually, let me put this away for later. So following off of Eli, because damn, baby, you were funny as fuck. You had me. Listen, I'm going to be 42 in a couple weeks. And I literally pissed myself. Now, it doesn't take much because I don't do Kegels, but I probably should. Because I'm telling you, it don't look like an Arby's roast beef sandwich down there yet because I had 2 C-sections. But, it's like a highway to hell, so whatever. But I wanted to go back off of your farting thing. I remember the first time I heard a pussy fart was on Pornhub. Actually, it was way before Pornhub, but it was in a porno I was watching once with my boyfriend. He was like, oh, that shit's hot. I'm like, her pussy just fucking farted. Does it stank when it do that shit? Like, if she's had too much fish or if she's had maybe, like, too much beef, like, what's that shit smell like? Or does it smell like smoked fish? I don't know. Then I started thinking even further. Okay, so pussies can fart. Do dick holes fart? Just random thoughts I have. I am a total blonde. Most of me. From the neck up. But I always get asked if the carpet matches the drapes very often. And the answer is always, fuck, I hope not, because I would look weird as shit fucking bald. Like, dangerously weird if I was fucking bald. So, although I am pretty close to pulling a Britney 2007, sweetie, I'm going through a divorce. And my ex is about as fruity as a fucking Fruit Loop, let me fucking tell you. This motherfucker, I love our daughters to death. I have their best interest at heart. That's why I see not one, but 2 therapists, all right, a psychologist and a psychiatrist, all of which agree I should be stoned 24/7. That's just how it's going to be. She's got to be stoned 24/7. She's just, how is she doing? She's high. She's fucking great. She's walking on sunshine, singing fucking unicorn horn shit. I don't know. She just does random shit. That's just me. Very spontaneous. I mean, I still can't find my other vibrator. I have like 5 of them. I don't know where they're going. I probably practice with my open mics way too much because I miss holding the microphone. I just grab at something, it looks, I'm happy. I'm always disappointed when you get the Tootsie Roll ones. Tootsie. I dated a black guy that was hung like a Tootsie Roll. And I don't mean the big ones. I mean the little disappointment ones. The ones you get at Planet Fitness that are itty bitty. Like that. That's a disappointment. You can't satisfy a chick with an itty bitty Tootsie Roll. you can't even say that sucks. You can't. It's a joking. Hazard at that point. What the fuck, you know? But I have no idea when someone's going to let me know when it's my time. So I'm just going to keep rambling until someone says, shut this white bitch the fuck up. And usually it's by putting something hard in my hands or in my mouth. It works either way. But with the whole COVID, because I'm actually a nurse, believe it or fucking not, I am a nurse. I work in a private practice in internal medicine, which is always fun to hear my boss do finger puppets with the patients for the prostate exams. You always know he's doing his best when you hear the patient cough. We had one patient scream. I guess he wasn't really expecting it. I don't know. It was awkward. I told my boss, though, with the lubricant that he uses, he should use the Astroglide. It's a little bit better. You know, you could park a Cadillac in a doghouse with that shit. Trust me, I know. Just slides right the fuck in there. But the whole wearing a face mask thing with safe sex, I dated a guy that was a nudist. And I always wondered, like, with everything going on right now, are they required to wear a face mask too? And, like, okay, since pussies fart, can they wear a mask down there too? Or do they have to still be within their 6 feet? Like, like, avoid each other for 6 feet. What if a guy's got, like, a tiny penis? Can he use it as a penis hammock? Just random shit. I'm, like, losing my mind right now. Actually, I have one thing I want to say before I actually get going. So I've noticed that, Eli, you have quite a few tattoos on you. And I bet you, sweet cheeks, I have a lot more than you. But I want to thank you for your service, for being a Marine, because you are fine as fuck. And I love chocolate. I'm lactose intolerant, so we'll just go with your, like, borderline dark chocolate, okay? Because I'm a little colorblind at my age. So I have over 30 tattoos. I have your name and my name tattooed on my ass. And I will show you one day, Eli, but you're going to have to bet me money on that one. Trust me. You'll have to come to the city and come check out a show, and I promise you I got your name and my name tattooed on my ass, sweetie. All right, that is my time. Thank you, everybody.
This show turned into let's make a date real quick.
I'm single. I'm
Contestant
looking,
number
you know?
1, do you like contestant number 2? Let's see. But before you give that answer, I'd like to welcome our next wonderful comic. I've seen her perform at Greenwich Village Comedy Club. I've seen her perform at Governor's Comedy Club. And she performs all around New York, and especially on Instagram, and she paints very well. Please welcome Amy Erickson.
Woo! Woo! I unmuted myself, and the voice was very saucy. She was like, unmuted. And I was like, enchanté. How do you do? Hi, everybody. How are we doing?
Woo!
It's nice to see... Abby, the lower half of your body. It's been a while. You look great. I do. I miss people. Like, I feel like I'm interacting so much on, like, computer screens. I, like, miss people's knees. It's the little things, you guys. It's the little things. Okay, so we're back to kind of reopening. That's coming up. And it's happening in phases. So phase 1 happened, and now phase 2, and people are kind of going like, oh man, we just want to get back to normal. And I don't really understand why people are so in a rush to get back to pants and sobriety. Like, that doesn't make sense to me, because I'm perfectly fine in my underwear drinking champagne constantly. And I've learned that it really shouldn't take you very long to finish a bottle of champagne by yourself. As a matter of fact, I now think that if it takes you longer than 30 minutes to drink a bottle of champagne alone, you're doing it wrong. Chug up, people. Chug up. So everyone's fighting masks. People don't like the mask. They're really not into the mask. And I feel like that's a missed opportunity because I have never felt more confident about my lip syncing in public. And I'd like to show you what I mean. I have my mask here, and I'm getting really good at just lip syncing in public. So here's my mask. By the way, it goes over your nose, or as I like to call it, your face penis. So you put it over your nose. I'm gonna lip sync for you now. That was Kiss from a Rose, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was inspired by my mask. Like, you can find masks that will inspire music. It's a beautiful thing. So I am quarantining with my husband in Brooklyn. And a couple days ago, he told me I was a handsome woman. So that's where we're at in our relationship. I was immediately okay, so I should probably go out and buy some equestrian wear, find my bloodhounds, and sit for an oil painting. That's where we're at right now. So that will be happening shortly. Stay tuned for the final product, and I will show you your beloved handsome woman. Show you just how handsome I can be. I do look pretty good in a tux, though, I will say this. So it's also summertime, and summertime in my neighborhood specifically means I live in Bushwick, which is a great neighborhood. It's full of, people whose parents let them pick out their own clothes this morning, so it's really cute. But a lot of women decide not to wear bras, and I don't know about you guys, but I think the real epidemic in my household is underboob sweat. Basically, if I don't wear a bra, even for a minute, my entire torso just starts crying tears. And I'm not talking single tear, in or OC or on Riverdale. I'm talking full on Titanic for the first time. It's my whole torso just looks like a window on a rainy afternoon. You could just sit there and think about things for a while when you look at it. So I often just wear 2 sports bras. This is just sort of my armor for sitting around my house. I did say I am married, but Trisha, I'm also divorced. So I am married, twice married, and I don't like to think of myself, though, as a divorced person. I like to think of myself more as a collector of husbands. I got really into Beanie Babies, Precious Moments. I thought it was an investment. This is not entirely true. I've made no money. Made no money. They did not tell me that. So I have a couple pieces of advice, though, for my single friends. Now, it's been a while. I've never been on Tinder because I keep getting married. So my first piece of advice, though, is I think we should be complimenting the penis more. I really don't think the penis as a physical structure gets enough credit. And I think that's why men are always looking for a hole to hide it in, right? It's if us women were oh my God, we saw a naked penis, we're oh my God, that's beautiful. Have you been working out? What have you been doing? And then that dude's just oh, well, as a matter of fact, and then we have enough time to run away. It's a great idea. So I think compliment the penis. My second piece of advice, I think now, Eli, listen up, because I know you're watching a lot of Pornhub lately, buddy. I got you. But I really think we should be expecting more from dick pics, right? Because I feel dick pics, put a little effort into it. How about a dick, film noir or short film, I think this is how I would want a dick pic, a dick film noir. I would like a close-up shot of the testicles, especially when they're kind of hard and bumpy, because I want to think I'm looking at the moon, right? Or a desert or something like that. And then you zoom out really slowly, and it's oh, is that tumbleweed? That's interesting. That's kind of fun. And then you zoom out a little further, and it's oh, is that just a sort of an oddly shaped tree branch with a misplaced World War II helmet? And then you kind of pan around the other side of the shaft, and then in big black letters, it would just read "The End," right? which I think feels kind of like what you're about to get into, or like Finn, if you're a French film enthusiast, or like ideally the person's uncircumcised, you can pull back the foreskin and then reveal the words Finn. Like, that's artistry. If you send me that dick pic, you can go in any hole you want to. I'm fine. Like, that's fine with me, right? I was sitting on my husband's penis the other day, and I had the best idea for low-fat chocolate chip cookies. I think instead of butter, just use like a mushy banana, right? Saving on calories. You get ideas when you least expect them. It's amazing. So in quarantine, my husband and I did discover it's a great sexual position, and I really would like to share it with everybody. It's called lying naked on top of each other, eating a sandwich. It's really great. It's not even that there's any real penetration. You're kind of just like lying there like a beached sea urchin or, sea lion or something like that. But on top of each other, you're eating a sandwich. Here's how this happened. So we're in the middle of doing it. Now, it's been a few drinks in, so we're not our best. It's a little bit sloppy. And suddenly, as if I forgot that we were having sex, I was like, boy, I've really worked up an appetite. As if I had been outside all day doing yard work. Like, boy, I'm a little tired. Let's get inside there. Which, by the way, I'll say that sex in your 30s is a little bit like doing yard work, just like a ton of heavy lifting and very little progress is being made. A lot of times you're just like, let's finish it tomorrow, And so I stopped. I went to the refrigerator. I didn't even order any food. I didn't even put on clothing. I got a leftover meatball sub, and then I went right back on top of my husband, just started eating it. And then I was like, do you want some of this? It's really good. And I shared my sandwich, and this happened for about 10 minutes. And I have to tell you guys, if you have never lied naked on top of someone and eaten a sandwich together, you need to grow up. You need to get to your houses, find somebody. You need to work towards that level of intimacy, and you need to experience cold cuts and human flesh. That's all I'm saying. And I don't mean that in a cannibalistic way, because I've been quarantining with my husband, and I often think, how many more days is it going to be before I think I want to eat him? In a hot way, you guys. In a hot way, I'm just saying. All right. That's it for me, everybody. Unless you want to hear about gross things. I won't tell you about gross things, but that's it for me. Thanks, Abby.
Thank you, Amy. Guys, give it up for Amy. We love her.
Woo!
And we love her
Yeah!
eating sandwiches. But speaking of Titanic, for some reason in quarantine, that is the movie I have decided to cling on to. We've watched it about 6 times so far, the whole way through. And I will say this, nothing says I love you more than watching, your soulmate die. Well, he could have fit on that door. Just saying. But once again, guys, give it up for your wonderful comics that you've seen tonight. I know we can't hear anybody, but you all did wonderful, and we love each and every one of you. Also, give it up for Hamilton Radio, who is right behind me. HamiltonRadio.net, HR2. Thank you for presenting CHUBRUB Comedy. Once again, guys, these guys work super hard to give you such a good station, such a good family-friendly station as well. So please, if you like them, if you like what they have to offer, please click that donate button. But without further ado, I will introduce the man I live with, the caveman I live with. Welcome to the stage, John Brecko.
Woo! Put my hand up like I can hear shit. Oh, what a show we had for you guys today. First of all, I do want to give a shout out to Hamilton Radio for asking me to headline their first ever comedy show. I really appreciate it. So, babe, I'm going to need you to just clap for everybody real quick. All right, Ruben decided he wanted to give a fuck. Cool. All right, but I do want to give a shout out to our super talented performers too. First of all, shout out to Amy for bringing up a love story where two people fall in love over a conversation about one-legged prostitutes. That's always a classic. And next I want to give a shout out to Eli for his name being on Trisha's ass. That was something I never would have thought would have happened, but here we are. Life is what it is. Also, I do want to bring it back to Amy really quick for being excited to see our bottoms, babe. I don't even have a bottom, and I still appreciate that. Hashtag all bottoms matter. Okay, Amy was laughing. I had to check the screen for a second. But I'm going to get back to my bottom. Damn it, Ruben. I'm going to get back to my bottom in a second, but a little bit about me first. I recently got glasses. I just recently got them. I did not wear them tonight because they make me look like Clark Kent with a little extra Down syndrome. And just so you guys know, if anybody finds that offensive, then I'll say it like this. I look like Harry Potter with the little extra Down syndrome. All right. I've been doing stand-up comedy for a little bit over 2 years now. I didn't think I'd be able to do it at first, but I had a lot of help, a lot of encouragement along the way, and now I don't think I can do shit else. So thanks a lot, motherfuckers. Love you too. All right, but anyways, a lot of comedians like to say where they want you to follow them at the end of their set. I figure I'll get this out of the way now, so if anybody wants to follow me, I really don't have much of a bottom, so there's really nothing to look at. Honestly, guys, my ass is so flat, if I made it clap at a club, you could hear a pin drop. I feel like if somebody were to say they want my ass, they'd be window shopping, because they want something they can't have, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know you know what I mean. I was walking back and forth, trying to, read my set. You were touching my butt the entire time. I told you guys all bottoms mattered. But I honestly want to get into a fight with somebody just so I could storm off in a huff so they could just yell back to me, "Hey, boy, get your flat ass back here." It's to the point, Ruben, where I can't even take a compliment on my ass because I feel like if you think my ass is round, you probably believe the earth is flat, too. Oh, shit. I always love doing that joke, but it causes me to, need something extra for a lot of these Zoom shows. I need pants, which I feel like there's a lot of people that don't understand my grief when it comes to that. So I just wanted to put that out there really quick. But first of all, I wanted to talk about something that I saw on Facebook today, and it was about Karen being a racial slur. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because somebody said it was discriminatory to white women of color. So, and here's the thing. The person answered that what, are we making shit up now? What the fuck are you doing? And I'm sitting here just thinking on that post. I'm like, this bitch needs to understand that all Karens matter, all right? Hashtag all Karens matter. It's not just about white women of color. Amy's smirking a little bit. I feel like she doesn't want to laugh. I see your face. All right, but I just wanted to bring that up really quick. I thought it was fucking weird that somebody would say that. So, anyways, back to what I wanted to talk about. We've been going through a hard time with coronavirus going on as well. Road trip has turned into going to the grocery store just to get some fucking milk. And since it's 2020, you could probably get a participation trophy for just looking out your fucking window and shit. But I will also say this. A hug used to be a gesture of affection. In the last 3 months, it's slowly become a death threat. 20 years ago, we were scared of shit like terrorism. Now, we're scared of anybody holding a free hug sign. Honestly, if you want to go out for Halloween, don't go out as a vampire, skeleton, none of that. Just go out as the free hugs guy. Alright, but anyways, I also had to shave my beard during this, and it was very upsetting because of the fact that, I didn't want to, but it gets like all up in the mask and shit, and that's the reason why I don't like wearing it. It gets everywhere. The worst part is, like, the side of my face, like, it goes over the mask, so I end up walking around looking like a big-ass hobbit all day. And I don't take that shit off and start feeling like Bilbo swagging. That's not something that works. Oh, shit. Anyways, what do I have next? I know there was other stuff I wanted to talk about. It's my show. I got a cheat sheet. It's fine. Yeah, I said cheat sheet, didn't I? Alright, but I haven't been able to stay home. I work at Amazon. And I've realized there's a much bigger problem that I have than coronavirus. And just so you know, if you're not fat, you're not going to understand this. This is not for you. If you are fat, you're with me on this, but otherwise, no. But the number one pandemic that we have going around right now is chafing. You don't know how awful it is to be walking around like you belong in a scene of March of the Penguins after work. Like I'm about to just sumo wrestle somebody and shit. It's fucking terrible. It's gotten so bad that when I come home, Abby will start singing Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi to me. Just like imagine this walking in the door, just like I'm a cowboy. On a steel horse I ride. All the way to the couch every time I walk in the fucking house. It's awful. But I do count my blessings, though. It's better than where I used to work. I used to work at UPS. And one reason why it was bad is because I used to have this coworker that would always complain about everything that was going on. We've all had that at one job or another. But this is what I tried to do to try to fix that situation. Every time he would complain about something, I would just start fake crying. So, like, he would come in a trailer when my boss is trying to help me, start talking a bunch of shit. You hear me in the background just like, and this is how it would always go. He would look at me, I would stop. He would start talking again. Then he would try to talk over it. And that's when, when you start crying louder, you're just like, Then I usually got told to go back to kindergarten after that. Just the fucking irony. I thought it was really funny. But a lot of good things are happening in my life as well. Like Abby was saying, me and her moved in about 5.5 months ago. I'm not going to hear anybody really give a fuck, but I'm just going to assume people do.
Aww.
Yeah, right? But I love her very much. I'm always learning new things about her. Like the fact that I can't take that motherfucker to a pet store for shit. Oh my God. She'll start crying at all 280.6 and a third cats that are there. The first two will just scratch on the windows like they're trying to say, pick me, pick me. The third one's just sitting there looking sad like it's trying to say hashtag me out too. You also learn a lot about yourself as well. I learned how stupid I am when I tried to help her make garlic bread one night, which was the first bad decision, because despite my boyish figure, I shouldn't not be allowed near pots, pans, anything. You're lucky I walk into a kitchen and it doesn't explode on the spot, all right? But, this is what happened. I tried to help her make garlic bread. She set it to 425. This happened at 8 o'clock at night when it's dark as hell, mind you. So she's telling me this needs to be done in 1 minute. It's set to 425. So I'm sitting there looking at this shit waiting for 426 to pop out. Like, why can't we take this out of 426? What the fuck is going on? I'm, like, eating my garlic bread at the end of that, like, like, just realizing everything bad that happened in my life. But like I said, I'm learning a lot about her as well. I recently learned how to spell her name. And here's what happened. So, everywhere you could look without going through her personal belongings, she spelled her name Abbey. So, she ended up changing that a little, like about a year and a half into us dating. It's changed to Abby. I'm sitting there like, wait, how the fuck do I spell your name? The first way or the second way? She's telling me it's the second way. I start flipping his shit in the car. The moment I found out. Like, what? Why wouldn't you tell me? Like, we went through all this and you wouldn't tell me? She's just sitting here trying to come up with excuses. Like, you know how much I love the Beatles? Like, I'm supposed to think that's an acceptable reason and shit. Oh, man. But, like I said, a lot of good things are happening in my life. I recently got accepted to fire school. Very, very excited to do that. And a little bit how I got into that, I started off wanting to do radio, met a bunch of comedians, decided I wanted to do comedy. Started doing comedy, decided I wanted to jump into a fire. And the only bad thing about that is that I had to shave, I am going to have to shave my beard for that. I was very upset when I found that out because even though I had to shave it for work, when I do have it, I look my age. Without it, I look like an 8-year-old about to dance to the John Cena theme song. And the thing is, people say a lot of interesting things when it comes to my beard. The only thing I don't like is being told I look Amish. It's not that it's not true. You just don't want to hear the same shit 1,000 times. You want to hear something different. I know Ruben's laughing thinking about how I look Amish and shit. I could hear his ass back there with his shiny ass bald head. Bro, your head is like gonna blind me from here. I want you to know that. Like, I'm just gonna look at a light reflecting off it and my eyesight is gone. But, you know, like I said, people say a lot of interesting shit about my beard. I don't like being told Amish because you've heard that before. But, like, call me a fat-ass Lord Farquaad from Shrek. You know, if I put my hair like this, call me Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, just also fat. Here's what's different from Zoom calls. You can only see me from the neck up and nose, but now that you can see it, I look like I got the body of Patrick Starr in this motherfucker. Look at these hips. I got an hourglass body like Shakira, except my hips lied to you. My meatball-looking ass. But, yeah. And I forgot what I was going to say for a second. I'm also Italian, so I probably eat more lasagna than Garfield himself. I was probably thinking about lasagna. That's what happened. But I think the best thing I ever heard when it comes to my beard is being told that I look like Mufasa from The Lion King. You don't give a fuck about my comedy career, but thanks, Mom. I'm going to have to get in shape, though, for fire school, guys. I'm really going to have to get in shape for it. I'm honestly so fat that if I look at somebody with a widow's peak haircut, I think of the McDonald's symbol. What's up? Why were you pointing to me in the middle of my fat jokes? Those are fucking sacred for me. Just look at me through here. Guys, I'm going to assume a lot of us are into sports, but I'm so fat that when I see Patrick Mahomes play football, I think of the Hawaiian Punch Kid. Hell, I'm honestly so fat that if they made the Hunger Games about me, they'd call me Fatness Everdeen. Abby started doing comedy recently. She did a set right here. A round of applause for yourself. You're the only one I can hear, so you might as well just clap for yourself. I was about to say, we're really just going to do air claps now? All right. But, yeah, she asked me for advice recently on her set, so I told her, you just got to trim the fat on some of your jokes. Just get right to the point. So she tells me, basically all I got to do is just trim you out of everything. That hurt me down to my fat ass core. But I actually recently had a friend who lost 200 pounds. That's amazing. Like, and the thing is, she's a comic too. Do you know how hard it is for a comic, man or woman, to lose 200 pounds and not be talking about a divorce? That's some crazy shit. Oh, man. But I do want to bring it back to fire school really quick. I like doing those jokes because they're funny, but I actually recently got a job at WBCB Radio, which I'm very excited to go do. So I don't really care that my career as a potential fireman has gone up in smoke. And just so you guys know, if you don't like that joke, that's okay, because I'm happy. So my comedy career is probably going up in smoke too. I can't hear shit, but it's probably going up in smoke anyway, to be honest with you. It's fine though. But, you know, I do want to tell a couple of quick stories before, you know, I end up wrapping this thing up. The first one is about a guy selling apples. He was selling them for about $5. Another guy walks over to him. He asks, why are your apples so expensive? So the first guy tells him because they taste like pussy. So the guy takes the apple, takes a bite out of it, decides he doesn't like it. Puh! Huh! Oh, it tastes like shit. Because you got to turn that shit around, motherfucker. Here's one thing that makes me happy about not going to fire school. It's that I have an irrational fear of heights. What I decided I was going to do was treat it like period sex. Just don't look down. Alright, but like I was explaining, we named the show CHUBRUB Comedy because we just came up with some stupid shit at 9 o'clock. Then we couldn't think of shit else. I was just chafing that night. But I recently made a lot of shows under something I founded. It's called Big Dick Comedy. And here's the reason why we decided to make that show. We decided to make it that off the phrase Big Dick Energy because we wanted positivity to be brought to the show. So I just thought of a silly name that everybody would like and run with. And when we did the first show, it was great. But when you make a show like that, it doesn't end up being about the show. You can guess what's on there. A lot of penis references, a lot of sex jokes, all that stuff. They even tried to think of a lot of different names for the show, like in replace of it. One person I think thought of Big Disney Comedy, which, you know what, I thought really... Yeah, I know, it was Amy. I know it was Amy. She's been talked about, okay? But yeah, you know, I honestly appreciated that because everybody that's ever been on Disney has put a nude picture somewhere. So I thought it really ran with the show. There was also Big Dorito Comedy, which I just appreciate for the simple fact that I'm fat. I think that's always great. And, you know, this didn't happen in the chat. This happened another time. But I remember on a Zoom call, I went to go take a shit. I came back, and then somebody thought I should just name it Big Dookie Comedy. Which I loved it. I thought that was ridiculous. But in that chat, one person actually sent a picture of their dildo to it. It was like long, thick. There was balls on it. I think she named it Harry Styles. I don't understand why, but, you know, I thought it was funny. But there was one person that actually left the group chat after that, and we were worried that we offended him. So I went over to him, make sure everything was okay. He tells me everything's good, just a lot of people are talking in it, which I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I was happy because I could go back to the group chat and be like, it's okay, Kristen. Your dick didn't scare him off, girl. It's fine. You're good, fam. But speaking of big dick energy, I want to touch on that really quick. Kind of just the way Trisha wants something in her hand. You know what I mean? She was like... But here's the thing. The first time I heard of that phrase, I wanted to think of a joke that, you know, went along with it. So I started thinking of the little engine that could, took it a little further, started thinking of the little penis that could, and thought this could be like a great book at Spencer's, like a bestseller over there at everything. And then I started thinking, you know what? Some Catholic priest already probably wrote that shit. A motherfucker that would say something like R.I.P. Jeffrey Epstein, you know, that kind of person. But honestly, just to wrap it up, what's up? Oh, I didn't even realize I was almost out of here. God, we're going to have a whole set and a blooper reel by the time this thing is done. Holy shit. But, you know, it's 2020, and a lot of people are thinking negative about this year, but we're getting through all this stuff. I feel like if you can get through being inside your house 3 months, you know, you can really do anything. Just look at Netflix. I brought up Jeffrey Epstein. Him and Carol Baskins had been on Netflix in the same year. Do you know how crazy that shit is? You can do anything, bro. But honestly, here's something ironic about the Tiger King that I've only brought up once, and that I really just wanted to ask about that. He's the only gay one on that show, yet he's the one who owns 200 big cats. The gay one is around more pussy than anybody in that show. Like, that's crazy, honestly. That motherfucker has more pussy in his backyard than Hugh Hefner had around him in the Playboy Mansion. Shit is crazy. But I just wanted to touch on a few things while we did this show. I want to say thank you to the comedians that came on, the people that joined the live stream, watched from there, the people that joined the chat. I didn't even know that was going to happen. But I want to say thank you to all you guys. You guys did a fantastic job. Abby, you did a great job hosting. And Ruben, I guess you were all right behind the boards. That bald ass head almost blinded me, though, so. So I'm going to bring this back to Abby. I just want to say thank you again, babe. I appreciate you. I'm going to say you could clap a little.
And that concludes CHUBRUB Comedy. Now, thank you to all our wonderful comedians for coming on. Everybody should give themselves a round of applause. Sorry, it's hard to do with a mic in your hand. You all did fantastic. Sorry, I had to tie my hair up. It was getting too hot in here. But thank you all for coming. Thank you for watching. And like I said, if you like what you see, come back for more. We're going to have fun, and we're going to try to do another show. And on top of that, thank you to Hamilton Radio for sponsoring the show and putting it on. So it was wonderful. And if you like what you see and you like what you heard, subscribe to Hamilton Radio for more. They can be found on the App Store through their app, and they can also be found online at hamiltonradio.net. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Let him know I'm relevant. I'm heaven sent, telling him we're from a whole nother galaxy. I'm actually.